Hi, we're now up to chapter 11, which is about marketing, one of my favorite topics of this course. And so, what is marketing? Well, marketing is a lot of things, and there's a lot of different definitions. To me, marketing is trying to get someone to want to buy something they did not know they needed. And I think that's a pretty good definition of marketing. Now, there's lots of things I want you to pay attention to in this chapter. One of the things is utilities. There's 4 utilities. There's the form utility, time utility, sales utility, place utility, and ownership utility. And these all satisfy a particular type of want. Now, again, any announcements, I don't go over a whole lot of the topics, just some of the highlights, and that's why I want to do it here. I could spend a whole bunch of time talking about marketing, but I do that in the discussion. So a couple things here. The chapter talks about relationship in some eras, like a marketing era, the relationship era. We talked about relationship back in chapter 1, way back when. And we talked about in terms of selling and marketing, and that's when like the TV came out. Selling was about radio in the early like 20s, early turn of the century. Marketing was more when you saw TV, and then of course relationship was more when electronics and IT came about. So a couple things that I also want to mention too is that the target markets. And so these target markets are individuals that we want to sell our product to. So it could be athletes, it could be female athletes, or you go even further, female athletes who play softball, or you can go male athletes that play baseball. Okay, so we can really target down to where we want to spend our money recruiting people or to buy our product. And you're asking yourself, well, how do we do that? It's research. So we get questionnaires, we can talk to people, we can give surveys out. And so, and with this regard, there's 2 different types of data. There's primary data and secondary data. Primary data is the one you want to work with. That is information that you gain. So that's information that you get from the surveys, talking to people, and that's to use for your product. There's secondary data which you can buy off the market. Now you have to be careful with secondary data because this information has been massaged to fit another source. So be careful with secondary data. And when we get to chapter 16, we'll talk about how the data that you have in terms of decision systems, it makes a difference because you have bad data, your decisions are going to be bad. But we'll get to that in chapter 16. So for right now, chapter 11, I want to wrap up our conversation of here. So pay attention again to utilities and also to types of research and also these targets that you're going after. If you have any questions whatsoever, please reach out and let me know. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in chapter 12. Bye.